Some say it's the best year of their life.
I'll say right now that if there's any statues of 2020, I think they should be torn down.
Damn.
I don't think they should be up. Okay. I want a white, like I want them gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
You hate 2020 like
I
that?
feel that they're offensive, and I don't want those monuments to exist.
You don't see the good in 2020?
Sure.
Warning. The facts you are about to hear are based off 2 hours of researching the pros and cons of history's heroes and most controversial figures. This is
Favorite episode so far.
Pros and Conquerors, the bad boys of history.
Mother Teresa was good.
Yeah, that's one of my top two for sure.
Yeah, it's like, and then Jesse. I like Jesse's.
Gandhi one.
Yeah,
That's
I like-
probably in my top. My top three are Mother Teresa, Gandhi, and Ulysses S. Grant.
Ulysses is pretty good too.
I love the Ulysses S. Grant one. That one was the guy that was the most passionate about.
Yeah, he was a gangster. He gets a raw deal.
Mm-hmm.
He got a raw deal.
Yeah, man. So speaking of the year, the best episodes of the year, Pros and Conquerors, the bad boys of history. If you guys haven't taken in those episodes yet, go back, check them out, and tell all your friends.
True.
It's the best we have to offer. If you say, give us your best stuff. If somebody said, which episode should I listen to get into it? I would definitely say one of those three for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say the one with Jesse. What's that, Gandhi? I would say Gandhi.
Well, that's like a little disrespect to us to say that the best episode you can listen to is one with a guest. It's like, wow, you guys need a
good
guest.
one.
You guys need a guest, you pussies.
It was a good balance.
If you need a guest to have a podcast, you have no podcast.
No, that's not true.
No, it's if you need a guest to have a show, you have no show.
Yeah, exactly.
Charlemagne the God. I heard that from him.
No, oh my gosh, no, that's Howard Stern.
I heard it from Charlemagne.
Yeah, no, he took that from Howard Stern.
Howard Stern?
Howard Stern said that like 20 years ago.
He has a movie about Howard Stern, right? Dirty Parts. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Howard Stern as Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Dirty Parts. Wow.
But the one with Jesse was a good balance of like, I literally had no idea about all that stuff with Gandhi. So it was like generally like so surprised.
We were shocked.
Yeah.
By the Gandhi one. Talk about
weird, man.
It's funny that probably the two well, I guess it's because it was shocking. The two most like brutal realizations we had was probably Mother Teresa and Gandhi, just finding out that these holy people were actually not so great.
They were out of control.
But they were great in their own way.
And most people are. That's what we're starting to figure out.
We are starting to figure that out.
Most people are wild.
It's Pros and Conquerors, the bad boys of history. It's 2020, and today's episode is the Pros and Conquerors of the year 2020. Dun, dun, dun. Some say it's the worst year ever. Some say it's the best year of their life.
I'll say right now that if there's any statues of 2020, I think they should be torn down.
Damn.
I don't think they should be up. Okay. I want a white, like I want them gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
You hate 2020 like
I
that?
feel that they're offensive, and I don't want those monuments to exist.
You don't see the good in 2020?
Sure, I can see some good, but it's not because of 2020. I'm not giving 2020 that credit.
I want to, since
of
in the spirit of finishing things off on a good note, I want to start with the cons this episode, instead of with the pros. We will come around the pros, and maybe I'm going to make you realize that 2020 isn't that bad. But guys, it is bad. It is bad. It was a bad year. Everyone hates it.
Yeah.
It was started off, honestly, first memory of 2020, Kobe Bryant. The plane crash.
Yeah, that wasn't 2020.
That's what we started the year with. We started on a real sour note.
Yeah.
Should we do an episode of Kobe one day?
Pros and Conquerors of Kobe. Sure.
He's a controversial figure in history.
He is, but he isn't. I know the whole lowdown with that Kobe Bryant stuff.
Ooh,
everything.
Okay, let's save it. The 1 year anniversary of his death is coming up, and maybe we should hit up a Pros and Conquerors. Kobe. I like Kobe. I didn't love him as a player, but anyways, we started the year with that Kobe death, and it was a tough year a tough way to start the year. Real tough year.
I was really sad about Kobe.
It was a demoralizing thing for, like, a lot around the world. Like Kobe was a pretty loved guy
everywhere. Everywhere but Ari Shafir's house. In Ari Shafir's house, he's not a beloved.
I think Ari Shafir just likes to be a shit disturber, though. I don't think it's like a real personal thing, is it?
Nah, who knows? I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know. Like maybe there's a secret club, and like in that secret club, like Kobe Bryant like paddled him.
Damn.
He's paddled him relentlessly. He was like, "That's your initiation." Or he's like, "I'll never forgive you. I'll never forgive you, Kobe."
That's what you think happened?
You never know, man. But fuck it, yeah, that was bullshit. That Kobe death, that was the first horrible thing to happen. And then what happened after that? I think it was just Corona right after that. No?
Shortly after that, the coronavirus outbreak. Wow, who would have known that in January, February, even a little bit of March, people were not taking it that seriously. I remember people were saying like, "Oh, don't travel if you have it," but there wasn't too much other than that.
Yeah.
I remember there was the guy, a Toronto rapper that's like not a big name, but he was on a plane and took to like cause a controversy, whatever. He's like, I just returned from the Wuhan province. You heard about this?
Oh, he wasn't. You're talking about
Potok Philippe?
Yeah, some Potok, either Adam or I don't forget what his name is.
Potok Adam.
I grew up with his brother. I knew his brother.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There was I remember they turned the plane around for that.
They did, yeah.
So that was before we all got on lockdown, though.
Exactly. This is just terrible. This fucking outbreak.
This year, yeah. What this year is a very, when you think about it, like, okay, our grandparents, whatever, not mine, they didn't go to the war, but people that have grandparents that went to war, like they explain like the war, like, yo, we lived through some shit.
Yeah.
We went to another country and we weren't sure if we were gonna come back. It was like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna tell our grandkids like, I had to stay inside and watch Netflix. Like, it was crazy. Like I couldn't believe it. What a year.
We're gonna tell people
we couldn't go to bars.
We couldn't go to bars. We weren't allowed to look at people. The government started requesting that we sit side by side and look straight ahead and not look each other in the face.
Only have sex doggy style.
We started seeing people. We stopped seeing people's expression. People started becoming scared of each other.
Ooh.
It'll be actually a worse story than I won't say any war, but it'll be a worse story than the wars that have passed.
It'll be a good year for people.
Because this is everybody. The wars always affect the soldiers usually, and the soldiers are the ones that come back with the stories and the trauma and everything. This trauma is going to be on everybody.
Ooh.
It's going to be on all the children.
Are you saying this is worse than
people.
war?
Yeah. Because it's like a war. It's been brought to us, and it's now a war between us. Which is like so unfair.
Big disrespect to soldiers on that one.
No, it's not. No, it's not a disrespect. Like there is a major trauma that's happening to every single person here. It's as if it's as if war has come like to this land right now.
Yeah.
Like we have to like cover like the things that we have to do. It's like obviously it's not like getting shot.
Yeah.
But it's fucking traumatizing as fuck.
People are pretty divided, and it has the feel of a civil war could erupt between people that are like, you guys are crazy, you're not following everything the government says, and the other people are saying, you guys are crazy, you're following everything the government says. And they're looking at each other and they both feel that they're 100% right, and they're both a little bit right,
and they're both fighting.
Yeah, and they're both fighting,
and they're getting violent. It's getting to where somebody who like I have a friend who has a legitimate exemption from all this. But he has to, every time he goes out, he has.
What's his legitimate exemption?
Anxiety and asthma, both like very like.
Okay, and can I ask you, as a guy that you're his friend, unbiased opinion, hopefully though.
I have asthma, so I'm
when
not
you
unbiased.
Look at the guy,
I have asthma, so I'm not unbiased.
Huh?
I have asthma, so I'm not unbiased.
No, but you don't even know what question I'm going to ask.
I'm just saying, like, just going forward, like, just know, like, if I have asthma,
can you wear a mask? Is it possible for you to wear a mask?
Yes.
Okay. So what I was going to ask you,
but I also passed out driving wearing a mask.
Well, you shouldn't have done so much heroin that day.
No, I was driving. I did it like a 12-hour shift, Uber, and I was just driving the whole time. And this is when it first came out, right? So I was wearing my mask in the car and outside of the car,
like a loser.
Yeah. Well, this is before we started branding people as losers that did that, right? Everybody was like on guard with this shit. So I did that, and I actually got really, really, really. Also,
you had a 12-hour shift. I think you were just tired.
No, and also anemic. So like my blood cells, red blood cells are already lacking oxygen. So for me to cut off more oxygen actually fucks me up. Yeah, there's a bunch of shit. Like, it's like people don't think about that stuff.
Okay. Anyways, my question was going to be your friend that has an exemption because of his asthma and anxiety.
But you know this is actually the law, though, right?
I'm never going to get to my question.
You know it's the law, though, right? Like, you know that, right?
I don't care about the law, man.
Well, then you don't care about people wearing masks if you don't care about laws.
Let me give a third question.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why you should wear a mask after that. I'm not even like anyways, okay. Yeah. My question was, this guy, is he doing it because he's genuinely going to be fucked up by it, or is he doing it, or is he bringing out this exemption card because he's just being a little bit of a shit disturber and doesn't want to be told what to do?
Anybody who brings it up, they're being a shit disturber and don't want to be told what to do. No, there's not.
There's none of it?
No.
There's people that literally cannot wear a mask?
If you have these things, then you are never that.
You're such a fucking
if you're making it up because you're just like, oh, claustrophobia is a thing. Well, I get claustrophobic.
Asthma's a thing.
Asthma's a real. What's wrong with you?
You can wear a mask though.
What do you? Hold on a second. Do you even understand what asthma is?
Yeah, it restricts you.
No.
I have friends with asthma that wear masks, no problem.
Say what it is though.
It's asthma.
What is it?
It affects your breathing.
What is it though? It's a disease. Yeah.
Okay.
I can keep going.
That restricts breathing?
Okay. And what else?
I don't know.
All right.
What do you want from me?
I'm just saying, if it does that, then like you can't like scoff at it. It's so weird how.
No, but I'm just saying a lot. Okay, just
if
can you give me a serious
if somebody's making it up,
not making it up. If somebody legit has asthma, and they're being like, I cannot wear this mask. It's impossible for me to wear this mask.
Well, they're not saying that's impossible. They just say they don't.
I can't wear this mask.
But they say they don't have to. Like you're going over the semantics of someone saying it's impossible. Like I've not worn a mask at times. Yeah. And I didn't say it was impossible.
Yeah.
I just said I have asthma.
Here's the thing.
And I do.
But
this guy also, he came out this year as having like major anxiety. Like before all this happened.
He came out with it?
Yeah, like he's like, I'm like, how long have you had this? He's like, since I was 11. Like since I've met him the whole time. And it made perfect sense because when you have anxiety, it doesn't always come out in like people shutting down. Sometimes it comes out in violence. Like sometimes you ever seen somebody like have like a violent outburst, like your friend who got naked on mushrooms. Yeah. He probably has a bit of anxiety.
Oh, but I'm sure he does. Everyone had anxiety that night.
You know what I mean? So like it comes out in different ways. So for me, it was like, oh, this makes sense now. When he said that he had it, I'm like, this makes perfect sense. This is why he kept
beating up people.
Yeah. Pretty much. A lot of people.
I came off as somebody that's so like pro mask. I'm not even pro mask. I'm just pro do what you want, but I'm also pro what you want goes as far as where you're okay, when you go into a store and the store says you have to wear a mask, if you want to not wear a mask, then you want to not go to that store.
What do you mean?
That's what my opinion is.
No,
because the people that own that store and everyone in that store wants to be in a store where everyone's wearing a mask.
No. First of all, you don't actually know that, right? Because you go into stores all the time, and some people are just wearing it because they have to, and they have to get the milk, so they just got to do it.
Yeah,
but right. Like when I go to I'm gonna go to Longo's after this.
Yeah,
and I don't play games in Longo's because I love the meat section there.
Yeah, so you wear a mask.
I throw the mask on
but
Superstore, bullshit service, bullshit staff, bullshit people. Sometimes I don't wear the mask.
That's fine.
Sometimes.
So you're
sometimes, but if I go in there and it's bumping, there's 150 people in there, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why is there so many people? And it's not like a nighttime thing where there's only like 10 people in there. I'm like, okay, let's mask up. Like sometimes, but then
I'm on the same side. I'm saying put on a mask within reason.
No, that's not within reason. That's within my choice. That's me making the decision.
Yeah.
And I should be able to make that decision.
You are able to make that. Like, so when you go to a place like Longo's,
sorry, hold on. And I was just gonna say that it's not them making their law; they're asking you to follow the bylaw. So when you look up the bylaw, all these things that we're talking about are in it. So these people who don't wear the mask for those reasons in the bylaw are following the law. So if you want them to ignore the law, then you're asking them to disobey the law. Technically.
I just think
that's all I'm saying.
People that make a big stink out of it, either way, I don't like. When people are yelling at people to put a mask on, I don't like that. When people are yelling at people to say, "Oh, you have to let me in your business." If you don't, it's like calm down, settle down. These are new rules. Everyone's adjusting to it. There's no need to get
that's true.
crazy about it.
But in Canada,
that was my main point.
But
I
in
didn't
Canada,
need to act pro-mask.
they actually aren't allowed to tell you not to come in.
I know.
Like, it's against law. Like you like the quote unquote anti-masker could call the police and say, call the police.
I know, that's so lame.
And they could, and the police could come and say, this is the bylaw.
Yeah.
Follow the bylaw, and we won't have this issue.
The only reason I'm bringing even sounding pro, don't be a dick about it. That's all I'm saying. Pro, don't be a dick about it.
I think being a dick is the whole scoffing at anybody that has anything. Like that same guy. He was so lucky I was there. Some old man decided to take a picture of him because he didn't have a mask on. So he took a picture of him, and there was some little kids like around also in the picture. So it became not just that he's taking a picture of this guy not wearing a mask because he feels like he can. He's also now taking pictures of, like, there's like kids like around. He's just taking pictures of like whoever's there. The cashier was like, yo, what the fuck just happened? Why are you taking pictures of me? My buddy all of a sudden started going into like a panic attack. But he doesn't go into panic like a bitch. He goes into panic like, I'm going to hurt somebody. So he's going into that. The old man's looking at him going, he's doing exactly what you did. Yeah, you look like you got something. Yeah. And he almost got fucking knocked out. It was really bad. It's getting so bad between people.
It is getting bad.
We should just leave each other alone. That's what should happen.
Yeah. Okay.
I think so.
I think do what you want. I think do what you want within reason. And by within reason, the only reason I even sound like I'm a pro-mask guy is because I saw on Instagram one of them.
And also, I work 14 hours a day. I have to wear a mask all day. Always. And that's not. And it's an N95 mask. We can't play games.
Nice.
Straight up. We do. And a face shield sometimes.
Yeah, those are hilarious.
Like you do it.
I see people wearing face
well, we have to do everything. Like, I don't want anybody to get sick.
So I saw somebody post a story of them being like, oh, this bus driver wouldn't let me on the bus. You seen this one?
No. So, wait. Are you talking about Dimitri?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I don't know what happened when he got kicked off the bus. Maybe the guy was a dick to him.
He didn't get kicked off.
But yeah, he did.
What?
He got kicked off and then he got let off. So he said he was on the bus.
Yeah.
He got kicked off and then
let back on.
And then that's when he started filming.
Mm-hmm.
When he's like, let me on the bus.
Yeah.
But if the guy was a dick to him when he said get off the bus, that's something that I didn't see. What I did see was Dimitri being a dick to the bus driver that probably doesn't even know. He doesn't make the rules. He's like, I got an email telling me that people are supposed to wear it. That's what he said. And I felt bad for the bus driver. I'm like, this guy, he's learning to speak English. He's reading emails about new rules on the bus. And he's just trying to do his job. And Dimitri was like, what's your badge number?
He was going very hard. He was going very hard.
So that's why I'm like, don't be a dick about it.
But also, that bus driver fucked up when he said that you need a doctor's note. He fucked up real bad.
Yeah, because he doesn't know shit. He's like, I read an email. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's like, by now he probably does know because this is like a thing. But like, he has to know that he can't do that. Like, he has to know that. Like, and that's why he kind of like stopped in that video, and he was kind of like, just okay, go on. Like, because he kind of stopped everything because the guy's like, get your manager. He's like, get Google, get whoever.
Know that's illegal. That's illegal.
But
the poor guy doesn't know shit.
But the thing,
does that guy look like a guy that knows what he's talking about?
You have to understand, though, if he has 100 encounters with people and he does that, then that becomes a rule on that bus. And that's no good.
Fair enough.
That's horrible.
Either way, I just don't like being a dick to the working man. That's all.
Yeah, like being a dick to somebody who doesn't know, because this is what I do, right? And this is what I ask my friend to do instead of like because he gets real mad at people. I'll be like, yo, can you just ask them if they know what the bylaw is? Yeah. And if they don't, you can just inform them, and then you can say that like you're good under this, and then it's just like it's not an altercation at that point. You're just like kind of educating them. Right, because at the grocery store it's usually kids, so I'm like, let's not flip out on kids. Like
exactly,
because the guy's young, right? He just doesn't know what he's doing.
I think if you don't want to wear a mask, don't be a dick about it. If you want somebody to wear a mask, don't be a dick about it. I've seen both sides. I've seen somebody be a dick about the way they ask, and I've seen somebody be a dick about the way they demand to not. Yeah. And I'm just like, don't be a dick. 2021, don't be a dick.
It's true. It's true. I've had discussions with people about it. Some people think there should be no choice. Some people think there should be. And there's arguments for both. Like I had a conversation with a comedian who is a healthcare worker, and he was talking about why there can't be any choice, and it made sense to me. But like, I don't want that, but
Yeah.
it made sense what he was saying, just in terms of like why it can't happen. He was just talking about like the spread of things and how it all works and stuff like that. So made sense. I forget what his name is. His name's Dan, but I don't remember his last name. That's why I don't want to say it.
Don't.
Because there could be so many Dans.
There could be so many Dans.
There's so many.
Dan, you know who you are.
Yeah.
Hope you're listening. But yeah, let's move on a little bit from the coronavirus. We all know coronavirus made the year bad. It took away bars. What's the thing you miss most about since lockdown?
Hugging my friends. That's it.
This
100%.
guy.
100%. I haven't hugged my buddy Hank in a while, and I'm pretty sure he hasn't hugged anybody, which is fucked because he hasn't like I don't know, man. It's crazy. Because that's necessary. You're just getting into the personal development game, but you'll learn that's so important for your friends. You have no idea.
You never hugged me.
Well, I know. I don't know if you're okay with that. I don't know anymore if people are okay with it because that's my natural action when I see a friend.
I can give you a hug.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Because I have no idea now, right? Like I always used to hug Matt, and I can't hug Matt anymore when I see him. Can't even touch people.
Oh no,
like
I'm a hugger.
So it's weird, man. And that shit's important. Shit's important, man. You ever not been hugged for like a year?
Yo, no. I have not.
No?
No, you have?
Yeah, man.
That's sad, yo.
And then when you get that first one, you're like,
why'd you not get hugged for a year? You don't hug your mom?
No, never.
Do you live with your mom?
Yeah. I mean, no. It's just I've always no. She doesn't say I love you. She doesn't do any of that stuff.
Oh man,
she's not like a mom like that. She's like a Spartan mom. Watch 300 and the mom. That's what she's like. She's like that. She's like, come back with your shield or on it.
Damn.
It's that type of shit. She doesn't play games.
That's intense, yo. Well, yeah, that's too bad. Thanks, Mom, for all the hugs.
Yeah, man. Gotta be thankful for that. I see that you've scrolled to the lighter side of 2020.
Whoa, that's crazy. So while we were in lockdown, the first one, everyone's like, stay inside, don't be out. But then something happened that turned the world upside down and made people want to get out in the streets.
It made the spread of coronavirus stop, which was incredible.
We're talking about
thank you to that man
of George Floyd. Wow, thank you to that man. It's a tough one. We're not gonna. I don't think we're. It was a. I don't want to get too into the George Floyd.
I was talking about it the other day. I was like, "There's too much. There's just too much.
It's too much to cover. Like that's a whole episode in itself. It can't just be. We can't just glance over it. But it erupted the nation. It erupted the nation.
Yeah, all 50 states went into a riot at the same time.
It was a ridiculous video. It was a disgusting video to watch. It was a tough one to watch. It was
a 24-minute video.
To watch a guy kneel on somebody's neck and just the evil in that guy's eyes were fucked, yo. Like looking into the camera, like do something. Like I'm gonna stay kneeling on this guy's neck. It was fucked.
Yeah.
What's happening with that guy? He's out.
Who knows? There's so much to that.
Is he still in jail?
Maybe.
Or is he out on bail?
Yeah, probably. It would make sense because somebody would attack him by now if he was out.
So that obviously, the riots came after that, which was it was a fucked up time to watch a country like burn itself to the ground, pretty much.
Yeah. It was crazy.
It started off Minneapolis, right? That's where he was.
Minnesota.
Or
was it Minneapolis? Which one's called the Twin City? They're together.
Minnesota's in Minneapolis.
True.
It's a state.
Okay.
Right? Or other way around. One's a city and one's a state.
Yeah.
We're not American geographers. We're historians.
Yeah, we're not in America. Okay?
This is a history show, not a geography show, you dumb bitch.
Fuck you think this is. So.
If we had an American flag back here, though, everything would sound like so much edgier, yo.
You think
everything
so?
we say, whenever we say, if me, on the jam camp, with stars and stripes in the back, oh man, I'd be fucking sounding crazy when I say some stuff, yo.
I just realized that you would too.
Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, it led to riots. It led to protests. Now, when you say that protests stopped the coronavirus, what do you mean by that? Like, you know more than me.
A bunch of healthcare professionals came forward and said it's okay to go out if you're going into the protests.
Damn.
And then everywhere where the protests were, we saw spikes.
You went to protests, right?
I went to like 15 different protests.
This guy never got coronavirus because it's not even real.
Oh, don't do that.
But I did. we're gonna be bouncing back and forth between coronavirus and bad stuff because that's how this year was. To wrap up 2020, you can't help but bounce back to coronavirus. But recently, I did hear Doug Ford bringing up his health expert, and they said in these small towns where people are going to get tested, it's not a good idea because there's at least 50% false positives. So you're not even getting a proper reading of what's going on in those towns.
Really?
That's what they said. At least 50% false positives. And I'm like, so why are you cramming the fucking case numbers down our throat if it's 50% false positives or almost? Even if it was 40%, 35% false positives, and you're going to say, hey, there's 20,000 cases today. It's like, okay, so minus 8,000 off that?
What happened to you? Did we switch sides? What happened just now?
You know what side I'm on. I pretty much was just mad at the Dimitri video. I'm not even that pro mask. It's just I when I see somebody being disrespectful to a working man, to a guy that doesn't. I have a special place in my heart for people that don't speak good English. And I don't. And I hear people like if I'm behind somebody in line, grocery store, and this guy's having trouble understanding something, and somebody says, oh, go back to your own country, learn English.
Well, that's
learn
crazy.
English or get out of here.
That's crazy. But how could you have like a soft spot for people that can't speak? Like you're like a truck driver. Haven't you met so many?
I worked in warehousing for so long. They're smart as fuck. They just don't know how to speak English a little bit. That's why.
But they're They still
that's
know.
Why
they still
it makes
get
me
around.
mad to hear them get disrespected.
I guess. Because like in my mind, it's like they know how they sound and they know they understand, so they're not like tripping about it.
Okay, so that guy that Dimitri was being mean to, he was a Indian guy. He had a strong accent, and he's talking about I just received an email that told me that. So I just imagine this guy reading the email and just being like, just getting the gist of it and not getting like the whole part.
Right, but like, where would that email say a doctor's note? Right? He
just got the gist of it.
He just brought that up.
He heard the Ministry of Health recommends this, and he's like, health. That means doctors. I'm making excuses for him.
But exactly right there, he's not that dumb.
Yeah.
He's a super smart guy. When he read that email, he knows what he's reading.
I don't know. Man.
They're smart, bro.
Damn,
bro. People who come from other countries, bro, my mom included, bro, smart. Fuck.
Just a bad hugger,
bro.
Yeah,
no, she's a good hugger. It's a rare hugger.
Ooh,
rare.
That's even worse, man. She's like, she has that crack hug. It's like you get one every 6 Christmases.
No,
like, I haven't hugged you in years.
Nah, not even.
It's Christmas time. Let me give you a hug.
Nah, it's like something happens. Something would have to happen.
Oh, somebody died.
Yeah.
Your goldfish died. Here's your first hug. You're 6 years old, Colin.
Nah, it'd be like my dad.
You gotta wait for that big one. Yo.
Yeah.
It's like your cousin dies and you go to hug her and she's like, just face palms you.
Not yet.
She's like, it was your fucking cousin, you pussy. Wait till it's an immediate family member. It needs to be a sibling or a parent.
Could you imagine? But yeah, George Floyd was definitely a con of 2020.
Whoa.
What? You think it was a pro?
Oh, I thought you meant it was a con, like a big con.
Like no.
A big con thing. No, we're going through the cons first. We're going to talk about all the bad stuff. We're going to get to good stuff later.
Yeah, that was a definite con. It definitely erupted the nation, made people run into the streets. It made some people organize in very crazy fashion.
Could some of the stuff that came out of that be a pro? Like no
pro.
Like say, okay, I'm not saying defund the police, but do you think police reform could be on the way in a sense? But it seems like, you know what? At that time, even after that happened, within weeks, there was 2, 3, 4 other videos of the cops murdering another black guy. And it's like, yo, cops, just chill for a second. Like, we get it. We know what you like to do.
It's yeah, it was weird. It was almost like they were, it's like the riots were a fire, and like every single one of those was like a log to the fire. Yeah, like, here you go. Here's another video.
I know.
Here's another video. And some people were posting videos that were years old.
That's true, too.
And trying to incite people.
One of the worst ones that was like a year before, that kid that played the violin.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Elijah?
Yeah. Wasn't that a Canadian one?
No. I was in the States, too.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was walking home, and he was wearing a face mask before he was supposed to be wearing a face mask. You know what I mean? He just was a guy that was wearing one of those ski masks, like covers your mouth. Like now you'd be like, that guy's your hero. But back then, it's like black guy wearing one of those. He just robbed a store. So the cops pulled up on him, and they're like, yo, why are you wearing that mask? You look suspicious. And he was like, he had his music on.
Oh yeah, and they couldn't hear.
And they fucked him up, yo. They murdered him.
Or he couldn't hear. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they hit him.
They hit him, and then I think he passed out or like was convulsing or something, and they shot him up with something that ended up killing him because he.
Oh.
Yeah.
True.
That was a really sad one. Man, it was a tough. It's always a tough year for cops and blacks.
They started.
That's a movie right there. Cops and blacks.
Cop and black relations are always strenuous, to say the least. But yeah, George Floyd's whole thing, we really erupted things.
It did.
And there became so many angles so quickly, and nobody could really
on
what
the
really
conspiracy is
happened.
crazy.
Yeah.
Some people are saying that they were just crisis actors. The whole thing was, why doesn't this guy have the same badge as this guy? And people were analyzing that. And you know what's really fucked up? Why
is that guy?
Every time this year that a black guy was murdered by a cop, there were some people that you have on Facebook or Instagram, and the first thing they would be doing within hours of the news is finding reasons why it was okay. Why they deserve. Yeah,
that's
like okay.
I find that to be weird.
I'm not saying there's not anyone that ever, they could have avoided it by their own volition or whatever. Like there's probably stories like that out there. But if your thing is finding out that right away instead of being like giving it a second to breathe and like if the news comes out, it comes out. But some of these people, they make it their purpose to be like, why did they deserve to die? Why is it okay that they killed them?
He's a drug addict.
He did this in his past. Oh, he wasn't a good guy. It's like, okay, but he didn't have to shoot him. It wasn't a fucking violent crime or something.
He was in a porno. But you know what? So was Sylvester Stallone. Okay? All right? So I was going to say Kim Kardashian, but that wasn't really a porn. But you know what I mean?
Mary, the Mother of God,
right?
was in a cream pie porno. And guess who cream pied her?
Oh, my God. Don't say that.
God cream pied Mary.
But yeah.
Without her permission.
People.
What? How about that porno, guys? You're not even allowed to look that one up on the Pornhub. It's too edgy.
People, yeah. Like, people really jumped to that really hard. Candace Owens was one of those people. A lot.
I don't mind
a lot of
Candace
people.
Owens, man.
I don't mind her. I like Candace Owens.
I honestly think a lot of her stuff is tongue in cheek.
I think
she likes to just be a little shithead sometimes.
No, I think she's
most
funny. Things.
She has comedy.
She knows how to be funny, but she also is really right in a lot of things she says. Like she has a lot of good points, and she's gonna run for president.
You're not gonna be invited to the barbecue this year.
What barbecue? Oh, the Blacks barbecue. I'm not. I don't know if I'll be able to come. I'm gluten free, dairy free.
Oh yeah.
So I can't really.
You're a fucking mess. No, a lot of black people are dairy free, but gluten free.
They should be. A lot of black people should be gluten free and dairy free.
Wow, this guy's going on a racist rant now.
That shit's not for us, man. It's not good.
I know you guys got all these other superpowers. You got this weakness. It's
their kryptonite.
Yeah, and that's how white people took over the world, eating cheese.
Biscuits.
It's like cheese makes you conniving.
But yeah, that pissed me off too. That always pisses me off when people jump to that because you don't need to jump to the bad things about a guy after he dies.
It's crazy.
Like, I really don't like that. I mean, that's what they did to Kobe. I mean, like it's you know what? And honestly, I'll say they do it to a lot of young black guys after they get killed. Like whether it's via the cops or it's like a celebrity, they tend to do that a lot, and it's always shitty because you can just remember him. Yeah. Or you if you got to talk about anything, talk about whatever crime he committed that day, whatever it was, like a counterfeit bill or something.
Exactly. He had a weapons arrest 3 years ago. And it's like, okay, he didn't have a weapon on him when the cop shot him dead. So what's the difference? Yeah. Oh, man. Even that, weird. What's that guy? The guy that was going for a jog in the neighborhood and an ex-sheriff or something. Yeah, that guy. When people came out with reasons for that, why that was okay, that video was fucked to watch. Yeah. They chased him down and murdered him. Yeah. And if the guy was an off-duty sheriff or whatever, like if you thought he did a crime, you still chased somebody down and murdered them. There wasn't a fucking.
He was an off-duty sheriff.
Wasn't that or an ex-sheriff or something like that?
Maybe. Yeah, I don't think either of them were actual law enforcement.
He was something. And when you looked at his record as a sheriff, it's like he got taken off street and like was put on like death duty for something because
he's wild.
Because he did some, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
God damn it, Johnson.
Yeah.
I can't have you out on the street. Hand in your gun. You're on death duty.
And he was like, I told you they were black. Okay.
Yeah. You told me I can kill one a year.
I did not necessarily say that. I said one a year is too much. Okay. That's what I said.
That was fucked, man. Yeah. So people that came out same way, like those people are fucked. That like they just look for, oh, why did he deserve it? He was a bad guy a couple years ago. That one was like he went on a construction site and he took a hammer, and it's like, okay, I don't think you deserve to die for that. That's what he did bad that day. That was the worst thing that they could find out. That's why they followed him, because they saw him coming out of a construction site and he was running with a hammer.
Oh, Ahmad. Yeah.
That was
well, he like looked into the house. He like looked around and then he just bounced, which is crazy because I've done that a bunch of times.
Oh yeah.
And like in my area, you just walk up to a developing house and go inside of it, smoke some weed.
When my when my cousin's like his street was getting built, we were at I think his kid's first birthday party. We went to one of the houses getting built. No construction workers there. We went inside.
Yeah,
we smoked weed inside.
Yeah,
we smoked a blunt inside.
That's what you did.
We came out and we didn't get shot. And you know what? We're still white.
Well, I did it too.
And he's still black.
But I was white at the time when I did it. No,
yeah,
I'm
exactly. It's fucked up. Just going back to Kobe for a second, like a lot of my friends on Facebook are comedians. And with comedians, nobody waits a second to tell a joke.
Especially shitty amateur comedians who feel like they've been in it 20 years after they've been in it for like
they have to get that edgy Kobe joke out on the hop. And the fucked up thing is like it wasn't just Kobe that died. You know what I mean? His fucking daughter died that day.
That's crazy.
It was really sad, man. And they were on their way.
3 little girls died that day.
3 little girls on their way to a basketball game.
Practice.
A basketball practice. A woman's basketball practice. So women. I mean, like, chill out with the sports stuff. You killed Kobe. We give you a league. We let you pretend it's professional. We put it on TV like, oh, you guys are playing professional basketball. But now Kobe's dead.
Wow.
And it's because he was taking a little girl to a basketball game.
Jesus.
On a private helicopter because they're late for a women's basketball game because they thought it was important.
You see how he brought up the other comedians first and then shitted on them with the good Kobe joke? That's something. Look at you. You made sure to bring up the other guys first, just so they understand, get their ears perked up, and then you gave them the good joke. Look at you. Holy fuck.
It's a joke about women's basketball.
Yeah, exactly. And then you went the other way, and then you still made it. Oh man, that was good. That was good. I heard a lot of bad Kobe jokes when he first died. Even Matt had some horrible ones. But Matt's more weird than funny, you know.
Definitely. We won't spend too long on that. Yeah, I'm just looking at the list of worst things that happened, and a couple other ones that any other year that they would have got more like airtime, more like concern about if coronavirus and riots weren't going on. You know what I mean? There was a big plane crash in Iran. You remember that?
No.
You don't remember that?
Of course not.
Ukraine
a well-known YouTuber was on the plane?
Yeah. Zima Beast. XX.
I'm a beast.
This started the whole...
Zima Beast.
I'm a beast. That's so funny. This started the whole World War III rumors thing. Not a crash. The passenger jet was shot down by an Iranian missile. These are rumors, you know?
The Ukrainian, yeah.
The explosion in Beirut. You remember that one?
No.
Oh, there was a video on like Instagram and stuff, like somebody like on the roof and like you just see the explosion and it was in Lebanon, right?
Fuck.
Yeah.
How many people died?
More than hundreds died and thousands are injured. The whole explosion turned Beirut into rubble, making it look like a war zone. It was fucked. I'm surprised you don't remember that.
Jeez.
And I swear, if I saw people voting for stuff related to Trump, YouTube or anything else, rather than tragedies like these, I don't know what this is somebody just giving their opinion on it.
They're like, I'll lose it. Yeah. Don't bring up Trump while this is happening.
Thailand mall shooting. A soldier killed 29 and injured 58. I don't even remember hearing about that.
That's insane.
The deadliest gun shooting in 2020. See, I don't remember hearing about this, and it's because our minds were just so fucking coronavirus this year.
Of course.
We didn't have a chance to fucking think about all the other tragedies.
Plus,
going on.
in North America, we never talk about like the mass shootings in other countries.
Oh yeah, we had enough on our plate.
Yeah, we usually focus.
There's
on
a kid that was bullied and he has to kill people at school, and it wasn't hard for him to get an AR-15. It was easy.
Was that what happened?
I'm sure it happened. I was just
sure it's happening right now.
It's probably happening. No, that school shootings are down this year. There's a pro.
That is a pro. Because now, if you want to do a school shooting, you got to like shoot up your own house.
Infant beaten to death in Chicago. Have you heard about this one?
Oh, come on. I hate hearing shit like that.
A 9-month-old infant was beaten to death by a man in Chicago. I wonder what he did to deserve that. He's only 9 months old. He couldn't even talk. He couldn't even walk. How could you offend somebody? He must have done. A truly horrible day for her mother.
People are like animals.
That's sad, yo.
Some people are like animals that way.
Nova Scotia shooting. Remember that one?
Yeah. Straight up. RCMP informant ends up taking some AR-15s. Just before he takes those AR-15s, he goes and gets, I think it was $475,000. He gets it the same way a informant would get it, through a Brinks bag. Then he shoots that place up, does his thing. After that, Canada bans assault rifles.
Damn.
But the guy was an informant for the RCMP, so literally working for the RCMP.
And you think the RCMP wants?
I don't know, but he got money that day.
Yeah.
As well as AR-15s. And apparently he was known to have these illegal guns. But being an informant, there was kind of a leniency taken on him.
Interesting.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
The things people don't talk about.
This year is the year that I got into conspiracies, by the way. And I don't know if that's good or
wow.
bad.
Wow. This was the year?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Come on, man.
I had no reason to get into conspiracies before.
What are you talking about?
March.
See, you know why? Because you're not black. You're not black. That's why. Black people get into conspiracy
things is a black thing?
Yeah, because it's like the first conspiracy theories. Cops are beating the shit out of black people. And we were all like, yo, it's really happening. And white people were like, stop it. When does that happen? We're like, all the time in the hood.
That's not
like,
a conspiracy. That's a real thing.
Exactly. But before Rodney King, that was a conspiracy theory. That was just something that black people would say.
Okay, but...
And people wouldn't believe that how it would happen and how much it would happen. They wouldn't believe that black guys would get the shit kicked out of them.
I still don't see conspiracy theories as a black thing. Like conspiracy theories, like
go right back to the 70s. Think about anything that you've seen in terms of the 70s when guys are talking. It's always the black guy talking about the man and putting you up on the games that the mans are doing. It's the man. Yeah, trying to
keep me down.
That was the first. Set of conspiracy theories.
Yeah, the conspiracy. Oh, okay.
And then the hippies came along, and the hippies were like, "Yo, we
I think of like who shot JFK. I think of like the Twin Towers. I think of like weapons of mass destruction. I think of, and then I don't hear black people talking about that much. But when you said the man,
yeah, man,
that's the original conspiracy theory. The man trying to keep me down.
That's it. That's the first one.
So. It's been a bad year. It's been a bad year. Let's close out the episode though with some nice pros of the year. Can you think of any pros?
Bro, this is not a pro. Is this actually a pro? Come on.
I looked up the top 10 really good things that happened in 2020. And guys, pet adoptions have increased dramatically.
Okay. I guess that's a pro. A lot of pets got adopted.
People want to stay home.
But
they need some company. They need a hug. They want to cuddle. Here's a puppy. Why don't you get a dog, bro?
What percentage of these people are getting rescues thinking that with this whole pandemic, they're going to have to eat those dogs?
Come on.
What do you think the percentage is? I think it's 19%. I'll say 23. 23% of those people who are getting those dogs and cats
are going to eat them?
They're planning on eating them.
I think no.
When they have to.
No, man.
It's like buying.
I reject your theory.
It's like buying canned goods.
I reject your black conspiracy theory.
It's like buying canned goods. It lasts for like a few years.
You know, those white people adopting those dogs are going to eat some of them.
Well, it's not all white people adopting. Why do you assume it's a white thing to adopt people?
I'm imagining your black conspiracy brain now. You hear pet adoptions are up, and you're like, some of those white people are going to eat those dogs.
We adopt people. We adopt people. We do.
We used to adopt people.
We adopt.
I've come here to adopt all the Africans. Imagine the guys that. What's adoption? Oh, you guys look like you need a nice home to live in.
You guys look like you
just
need
do
some freedom.
Work around the house and the field. It's like,
What field?
Next thing you know, slavery. Wow.
Right?
Adoption is slavery.
Oh no, it's not. But
no, it's not.
It could
But
be.
I wouldn't. I used to think I would adopt, but I don't think I would now.
Why?
Why wouldn't I adopt? Because when you adopt a kid, you adopt a lot of. I'm just gonna say, adopted kids you don't always get what you asked for. You sometimes get a lot more than you asked for. You sometimes get a lot of mental problems.
Yeah.
Like when people are given up for adoption, chances are their parents might not have been the best genes to pass on.
They're gonna be wild. Maybe wild people.
I'm not saying some adopted kids work out great,
Of
but
course,
I'm not willing to take that risk.
Steve Jobs.
I'm a gambler, but
Can you imagine Steve Jobs?
he was adopted?
Yeah.
Changed my mind.
His mom was a Syrian, apparently.
Wow.
Yeah. He was adopted, and look what he did. He skyrocketed. His parents were punching the air somewhere. Just mad. Can't get no Apple shares. Fuck out of here.
Wow. Okay, so adopt.
Nah. I've never thought about adopt. I've never thought that was like a good thing to do.
It is a good thing to do.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah, for other people, just not for me.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm not
Yeah,
down for that at all.
I don't even know my capabilities as a dad, and I think the best ones that's gonna bring it out of me is gonna be my own flesh and blood. Is gonna make me a better dad.
Yep.
I don't know if I'd want to be a stepdad. I don't know if I want to be adopted dad, but I do know that pet adoptions are up in 2020.
If you give me millions of, like I have $40 million and I've already had the number of kids that I want to have and we're still like at a good age, me and my wife, then I can consider adopting.
If I have $40 million, I might just adopt a kid and hire somebody to look after him just to give that kid a home.
Well, true. But
Well,
you want to give that kid a family. That's the main thing.
If I have $40 million, I'm going to pay somebody to love that kid just because I have money like that. I'm so rich. I just adopt kids for other people and I'm like, go raise that kid. Love him. I like his smile. I don't have time for it, but I do have time to give you money to look after him.
That's nice.
So pet adoptions.
Your daddy Warbucks, basically.
It's also wild animals. It's a good year for wild animals because
of course it is, because we're all dying. We're dying. Wild animals are celebrating. They're like, good.
Who made this list? Somebody that just hates people and loves animals.
It was probably an animal that like injected a bat. He was like, go.
Wow. Next thing on the list is eloping is making a comeback. Now, that could be good or bad.
Of course, people are trying to leave the country. They don't want to come back. Of course they're eloping. They're eloping to secret islands.
You know what eloping means, right?
Yeah, to just bounce. You can just bounce.
No, it means going to get married.
I know it means to go get married, but you go elsewhere.
And we're gonna get married.
Because I thought you said going to the chapel N-word.
Going to the chapel N-word? I'm singing you a personal song? Like... and we're gonna get married. It was a bad year for weddings. A lot of people had to cancel their weddings, but it was a good year if you're eloping. And this is a major pro.
What?
Guys that didn't want to spend a lot of money on their weddings, or girls.
Yep.
But man.
Yep.
Woo!
Yeah, that's done.
Yo.
You don't have to think about that anymore.
Fellas. Yo.
6 people.
It would have been
wedding,
a good
bro.
year to get married, bro. It would have been a good year to get married. It wouldn't have been a good year if you had a wedding planned already, but it'd be a good year to be like, let's get married. Fuck it.
Let's get married.
Oh. I know these so-called players wouldn't tell you this.
You gonna in your white dress.
Oh. We ain't get no younger. We might as well do it. We all might get COVID. We gotta get married. Save some money. What's going on across the... remember the Run DMC remix?
No. Of Let's Get... Oh, shit. They did do a remix.
Just Run was in it. Reverend Run. Yeah. Maybe the preacher's wife. Yeah. So, yeah. Divorce was up, but eloping was up too. And divorce could be a pro for some people too.
Of course.
It could be like, I really realize how much I hate this person.
Yeah.
I don't want to be married anymore. I can't fake it and just come home at 10 o'clock after I go to the bar and drink myself stupid and come home and pretend that this marriage isn't a sham.
Exactly. So many people got that. That's a pro. If you get out of a situation that was no good for you, that's a fucking pro.
Also a pro. Pros and Conquerors started this year, guys, and I'm having so much fun doing this episode. What a great pro of 2020. And desperation breeds ingenuity. The pivot. How about the pivot?
What pivot?
not just for us. I just mean like in general. This is the year of the pivot. If you're in 2020, sometimes you were forced to do something you would have never thought about doing because you lost your job or one way or another. Like you used to be you used to do something that is locked down now.
I used to always get guests on my podcast, and then I couldn't get guests because like everybody's bunch of pussies. Sorry, I'm just saying.
And then
fuck.
And now you realize doing it on your own is good.
Like, yeah. Like I like talking to myself.
When you do it by yourself, do you look in the mirror?
No.
Do it.
Why?
I just heard. I heard. That's what the pros do, man. When you.
No, I'm not doing that.
Try it out. And see,
no,
because apparently when you look at yourself while you're recording, you're gonna just give a better. Do it, trust me. No. Give it a try. Please try it.
No, I've been talking to myself my whole life.
Yeah.
So I'm good. I know how to talk to myself.
The fact that you won't try it, that you're so close-minded.
No, it's just I've been talking to myself. I'm talking to myself for so long, and I do the podcast while I'm working or while I'm at the grocery store. You know what I mean?
But if you ever have a chance to sit down and do 10 minutes.
And that doesn't make any sense that you're going to do better
if Bill Burr,
in front of a mirror. If he's doing that podcast in front of a mirror, you're a fucking loser, Bill Burr. Straight up. Anybody who's recording and looking in a mirror while they do it, you suck. You suck.
I heard it's a great tip, and I'm going to try it out.
You suck. You suck. Why don't you go do your stand-up special holding a notepad? Why don't you do that? Good for you.
What?
You just yeah. I'm likening it to that.
How is it like that?
I think it's the same thing.
No, it's not.
Fuck that.
No,
fuck.
It's not like that at all.
That. What do you do? You're in the mirror. Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna try it out.
What's gonna happen when the big time's coming? It's just lights and cameras like we got right now. You're gonna be looking for a reflection of yourself.
I could be looking at myself right now in the camera.
But if you did that, it would look absolutely crazy. Can't do that.
No, it's like a newscast. Today on Jam Easy Does It.
Bro, they don't
I'm going to talk to you guys about bullshit.
They don't like
getting my dick sucked, having fun.
They don't like
positive shit. You know what I mean? And I'm only bringing you this type of energy because I can see myself right now.
They don't like
and if I looked over there and did it, and I'm looking at nothing,
they don't like
I feel less energetic.
They don't like what you're doing.
I don't want to tell you guys about that stuff anymore.
Right now, they're looking away. See?
What's that?
They don't like that. They're gonna be upset.
Come on, bring it.
They're gonna be so upset.
All right, that was fun. That was the Jam Cam. What up?
The Jamra.
Mother Nature is getting much needed, good stuff this year. Chilling out. Mother Nature. The less we're outside, the less toxic masculinity is in the air. No.
Oh, come on, man.
No, the less bad stuff's in the air.
I don't know if I agree because when I go to parks now, there's so many fucking people. Because I used to always go to parks before all this COVID shit. I would just take walks. Now there's so many people.
It literally was a good year for the world. Global warming, everything.
For like the world, like the planet.
Like the planet Earth.
Yeah.
Greta Thunberg got her way. Imagine Greta Thunberg was the one that fucking started the Wuhan flu. When she was doing her worldwide tour, she wasn't just giving speeches. She was giving coronavirus to people.
She was like, how dare you.
Planting it.
How dare you.
It wasn't about people traveling because it was already there, guys.
That's why it doesn't like hit kids that hard because she was like, it is not our generation that is destroying this planet.
Did Greta Thunberg go to Italy?
It is yours. She's like, the boomers must go. Every boomer will die. By my hands. By my hands, all boomers will die.
Ooh, she might not have went to Italy. I don't see it.
Why would she go to Italy?
No, I'm only asking because Italy's the one that... Italy, if you guys remember, is the reason the world really went fucking nutso for coronavirus. Because at first they're like, oh, it's spreading around. It's like a flu, whatever. But then Italy, because it has so many old people and people giving hugs to their family. Too much hugs going on there.
Oldest population in the world.
So they all died. R.I.P. But yeah, it made the whole world panic. Also, to come back to a pro while we're bouncing back and forth between a con, I just wanted to say another thing about the pivot, man. The pivot forced people to do different things. Now, this year, I don't know. You said you pivoted to that. It made cool. Even though there's less comedy this year, it made some cool shows pop up. Shout out to Ben Bankus' Freedom of Comedy protest. That was one of the coolest shows.
Sick show, Ben.
He got heat for it, but man,
keep doing it.
It was like doing a fucking show in a coliseum.
Don't stop. Keep doing it.
Don't
yeah,
stop.
it was.
His pivot, man. Yo, that guy, love him or hate him, who had a harder come up.
He's great.
During a time of lockdown. Like, this guy came up with new ideas. So the whole comedy show in the park, when me and Angelica, Jam and Jelly presents Rooftop Comedy, that was a fucking dope show. She's like, yo, what was I gonna say?
So many. What were you gonna say? Something about her?
Oh, I was gonna say where we had the rooftop. Basically, I'll just say I don't want to. It's a secretly rooftop location. I almost exposed it. That's why
shit! Yeah, don't.
That's
say
why I caught myself.
location.
But all I was gonna say is, we could have been doing a rooftop comedy show every year. We could have been doing that comedy show in the park every year.
Yeah.
But what made us do it is having everything else shut down, and now we have these really cool new shows.
Yeah.
So that's dope as fuck. And then the other thing that I noticed, a lot of people, they got in lockdown and they got fatter, but I've seen a lot of people lose a bunch of weight.
Fuck.
Get into working out because they had nothing else to do. A lot of comedians that were used to be fat, man, they got in great shape. I didn't get in great shape, but I started working out. But some people lost like an impressive amount of weight.
I started working out a lot because I needed schedule, right? And I found a bunch of weights. So I started waking up like 7 a.m., get a workout in, stretch for an hour, and then like start the day, which, because of everything, it was like either Uber Eats or just smoking weed and chilling. It was actually good. And it made me a much better video editor. Like, I actually took time to like learn how to use After Effects. Because usually I don't have the time because I'm doing all sorts of other shit. But this time I actually had the time to like learn how to do some shit. And I learned a little bit of, not animation, but like moving shit around. So I learned a bunch. But I took that time to do it. Some people took the time to do nothing. And they've just gone a little crazy.
Exactly. It's been a bad year for those people.
Yeah.
You have to make use of it. And honestly, this episode's going to come out with only a couple days left in 2020. But if you're listening to this episode on the Monday, guys, you got a couple days left to save the year. Why not hit the ground running and do something
strong? Yeah,
do something that makes you happy. Do something that makes your life better. There's still time to save it. Now, this year for a lot of people, a lot of people got laid off, but a lot of people just got the option to work from home. And that, I would say that's a pro for a lot of people. A lot of people love that.
It is.
Like, just waking up and you're already at work. Like, in the long run, you might miss having coworkers and stuff. But if you're a family person that has kids at home and everything, like,
exactly,
you're already home. It makes things a lot easier.
That's amazing, and it's probably amazingly stressful too. But it's okay.
Stressful? Why?
Probably if you have a family at home and then all of a sudden you have to work and now the family's around to bother you,
loud and shit.
Yeah.
So if you have a wife that you hate, but that's where divorces come from, right?
Exactly, right, and that's a good thing. That's a pro. But I don't know. Like, some people shouldn't work from home, but some people we figured out can and should be.
Wow, this one, 2020 has prioritized facts over feelings. Ooh,
what? It's exactly
opposite. Let's see what this says. Many a snowflake has melted in 2020, and it was about time. In a world run amok with safe spaces and participation trophies, 2020 offered neither, with a generous serving of mankind's marquee motivator, self-preservation.
On the side.
These unprecedented times have forced us to stop placating people's feelings to spite our own well-being. I don't even know what they're talking about right now.
This guy sounds like an incel.
Yeah. I don't even want to read more of this.
But I get what he's saying.
What is he saying?
I think it's the opposite.
Tell me what he's saying.
He's saying that it's like, like now the facts are like what really matters because we have to self-preservate and like things are very like,
I feel like the facts have been so murky this year.
I think it's the exact opposite.
Nah, this guy's a fucking idiot. I hate this guy.
We'll find out who wrote the article in a minute.
Medical science is meeting the moment. This guy's really closing out with some bitch assery, Yeah,
what's his name?
Who did write
What's
this?
his fucking name?
Call him out.
Call him fuck out.
Christopher Dale,
you
got 2 first names and no balls.
And you work with Listiverse? You suck, bro.
Chris writes op-eds for daily newspapers, fatherhood pieces for parents.com, and because he's not quite right in the head, essays for sobriety outlets and mental health publications.
Well, you know what? You're right, Chris. You're not right in the head. Okay, bud?
Twitter. Hey, we talked about your dumbass list.
I'm going to send
about
them
the 10 best things.
I'm going to send them this. Oh, and he has 444 tweets, 111 he's following. This guy's a part of the fucking Illuminati. God damn it. I knew it.
Christopher Dale. Fuck you. 444 tweets. Yeah, man. So yeah, that was 2020. Overall,
that what we just did, that was like the essence of 2020. Somebody has something to say, and we're like, "Fuck that guy."
we read the 10 best things that happened in 2020, and we realized that we hated the guy that wrote that list. He had a couple of good ones, but I would say out of 10, there was only like 3 or 4 that we were like, "All right."
Yeah, and now I want him canceled.
It was like animals, the planet, government's right, science is cool. Shut the fuck up, Chris Dale. No, I felt like my point about the pivot was probably the best thing that happened in 2020. People getting in shape, people finding new things that they like, making cool new shows, getting better at editing.
I found so much direction too, just on where I want to take things in terms of like the content I made and stuff. Yeah, like it made me start like looking at my analytics more, and I started realizing like everything that I do content wise, the things that do the best, have my face in them, and have me talking. So.
We're doing a Colin.
That's just what I know. Everything. And also
Colin Cammings.
Also, that's pretty good. That actually sounds like a really gross name. Colin Cammings sounds like I jerk off in front of a camera.
Onlyfans.com/Colin Cammings. I'm a cam model now.
I just sit there. It's like, hey girls. But yeah, it was a weird year. Weird year. I forgot what I was gonna say.
2020. You've been a blast.
Oh yeah, the pivot.
Hope I never see you again.
The pivot.
Yeah, man. There's a.
Oh, what direction. Sorry. I had the time to read on my YouTube channel, and you should look on your shit. You should look and scour around. But I had time to read the comments.
Oh, I don't have comments.
I didn't know I had comments.
Nobody likes.
And somebody was like, "I think you'd make a good life coach."
Wait, where do you put out? You're talking about the Colin's process?
Yeah, I'm talking about my YouTube channel.
You put out you talking to the camera?
Yeah.
I gotta check out those episodes.
Check out David Goggins' My Bad Hand.
And it's just you talking by yourself?
Yeah, because David Goggins has a thing, and he's like, you got to do your bad hand. You got to write out everything that you could look at objectively and say is holding you back, or shit that you've went through that's like shitty. And you're supposed to like use it to fuel yourself. He's like, but first you got to lay it all out and see what it is. So I lay out everything that's like bad that's happened to me in my life.
Number 1, not enough hugs from mom. How do I get rid of them?
I don't know if I mentioned mom. I think I mentioned my brothers and my mom and stuff. I think so. Stuff like that.
Does your mom hug any of the sons, or is she just like that across the board?
Yeah, no, she shouldn't.
All right, that's good at least. That'd be fucked if there's like one that she likes to hug.
That would be, yeah.
I'm saving my hugs for.
I definitely have the most hugs. That's for sure. Because I kind of take them. I'll just be like, hey, what's up? Come here.
Like most of the pros and conquerors that we've done on this, you just got to take what you want sometimes.
Oh no.
Yeah, man. So that's been 2020. I think it's been a blast.
What did you learn from 2020?
I nothing.
What?
No, I learned shit. I don't know. I adapt, change, pivot.
Because you found comedy, and comedy is like your calling.
I found comedy a long time ago.
I know, but like, how did that feel?
Well, having this happen? 2017, guys. I found comedy, and it's been blessed ever since.
To like have that taken away.
Oh,
and
it
having
sucks.
To think of.
Okay. At the beginning of the pandemic, immediately after the lockdown, I was doing shows 5-6 nights a week. I was used to doing comedy 5-6 nights a week. So when the pandemic hit, lockdown hit, I started doing Jam Easy Does It from the End of the Earth.
Yeah.
Me doing a talk show. And you know what? I probably should still be doing that. But anyways, at the beginning of the pandemic, I was doing it 4 days a week.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. That's more content than I ever put out. And I got more followers on Instagram from it for sure. And that was a good little pivot too. But I should have kept it going. But at the same time, it's like
just keep it going. It doesn't die.
It didn't die. I ran out of steam, but I can't do it 4 nights a week anymore because I just have other things to do. But I should still do it at least once or twice a week.
You should.
Yeah, so I got to bring those back. And even I don't need to put pressure on myself to do it at night all the time because more people watch the rerun of it than they watch the actual
the live, yeah.
The live started off good, but I got to start mixing up the times that I do it, and then I could do it more often. Because that's the thing. I was doing it before bed. Sometimes I was very tired and not really want to do it.
And then get it on your fucking YouTube channel. That's what you do. Jam Easy Entertainment.
Yeah, I got to grow my YouTube channel more. And this guy had like one of the hardest comments ever to me, and he said it to me this year, so that could be a pivot too.
Was that the hardest one in 2020 for you?
He said, "Oh, I thought somebody that would have called off a engagement would have at least had a for comedy, because I had an engagement. I wanted to pursue comedy 100% and not have any distractions. And this guy's comment to me was, I thought somebody that would have called off an engagement for comedy would at least have his own YouTube channel.
Yeah. And I didn't say it facetiously. He made it seem like I said it facetiously. I was just saying it like naturally. I'm like, oh, I just thought you would have had one since you called off your engagement and everything. Like it was just matter of factly.
I've come to talk to you again.
It was just matter of factly. I was like, oh, I just didn't realize.
Yeah.
Learning new things.
So, yeah, that was a learning experience. But yeah, I need to get that shit going. I need to go a little hard on YouTube and put some shit out there, because that's one avenue I don't take advantage of. Everything's on Instagram. You can follow me at jam_easy.
But wait,
I'll get that YouTube channel going.
Didn't you also learn about like being happier now? This is also a part of 2020, I guess. Yeah, it's not coming out to the end.
Let's say November I had a very bad month. I said I got to do something to turn it around. So December I started making some positive changes. I did a bunch of things. And I'm going to try and keep them going. I want to hit the ground running going into 2021.
He got Reiki.
I got Reiki.
From a guy.
No, girl.
Yeah, the guy touched him on below his waist.
It was a remote session, which makes it... It's almost... People... To explain what I did, skeptical people are going to be like, that just sounds stupid. But anyways, I got a thing called Reiki done. I got a remote session.
This guy
I was skeptical too. But in the days following, I stopped looking at my phone before bed, and when I wake up, I started working out before work. I started waking up earlier, and I started meditating more, just telling myself how fucking sick I am.
You got to download.
Just being like, yo, you are so cool. You are so good at stuff. I love you. And I'm talking to myself, and it's just nice to tell yourself nice things.
You got to.
So I'm taking time to do that. I'm hitting the ground running going into 2021. Suck my dick to all my enemies.
Wow.
That was 2020, guys.
Wow.
Peace.
That's how you're ending it? That was 2020. What do you mean? All in all, what did you think about 2020?
Drop the mic. All in all, 2020 was a year to adapt and change. I didn't die. I didn't get beaten down. And I didn't fucking become a sheeple on either side. I didn't become one of the people that's like marching in the street arguing about anti-masks. And I didn't become one of the people that is so like blindly following the government that they're like, oh, those guys are bad. Those guys are bad. Anyone that wears a mask isn't bad. or doesn't wear a mask isn't bad. Do what you want. DWIW. Do what I want. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Put that on a t-shirt. Pros and Conquerors. DWIW.
Fucking. I think it was, I think the 2020 is the year of the Great Reset or the Great Awakening. And both are supposed to happen this year. And it seems like there's been a push for both. Seems like there's a lot of good things that are on the horizon in terms of like certain people like waking up to things. And it seems like there's a lot of bad things on the horizon in terms of viruses and COVID-21 and COVID-23 and stuff like that. So
are you happy that we went through it? Are you glad to experience something that
no.
in our lifetime
No.
You could have every year just go by like, oh yeah, I worked that year. Oh yeah, that year was normal. And then you get to be like, but that year was pretty fucked up.
No, I don't like it.
We'll talk in 19 years.
I don't.
See what you say.
When
you're telling your son about how fucking crazy it was.
Right?
You're like, oh, I wouldn't have had this story. My kids are going to be like, you never been through shit, Dad. You're like, what about 2020, son?
I don't want to. I was telling.
You weren't there.
I was telling.
You don't get it.
I was telling my mom, I'm like, I don't want to have to get sprayed with hoses like they did in the civil rights movement. I don't want to have to fight police in the streets. I don't want to have to do any of that shit. I don't want to have to like go through that.
You don't, but we didn't. So technically we went through the probably the nicest
this isn't
the
over.
nicest, most easygoing pandemic no. What do you call it? Fuck, like the tragedy of our time. The fucking
I don't know what you call that.
A crisis. Like the crisis of our generation.
But it's not over. Like this is literally just the beginning of it. That's what I mean. Like we're not like going back to normal next week, right? And right now they're shutting down like small businesses. They're letting big ones stay open. Like there's things that are about to happen.
They're cooking up some shit.
Like and
the
now
liberal elite
we have one.
are up to some shit, guys.
I have no idea, man. But like guys,
this is black conspiracy theories.
Some guys. What do you mean? This is not conspiracy theories. Some guys are like, he's not going to be the only person to try and open his business. And if you think that's and if you think for a second that that's not going to happen in the United States, where somebody says, I'm going to open my shit up and I don't give a fuck, and they're going to keep doing it.
And they're going to stand their ground.
Well, eventually, there's going to be a company that has 100 employees, and they're all going to want to work. And
and they're all going to have guns.
Maybe. Hopefully not. But, like, you know what I mean? What does that turn into?
Ooh, the massacres, man.
What does that turn into?
Yeah.
Like, that's... So, like, I don't want to see anything like that happen. I don't give a fuck about being one of those generations that has some grit to them because they fucking went through some shit.
I really thought there was a chance that everything was going to go away after Trump lost. I was banking on a little bit of hope that they're like, this whole thing was a hoax and it was just something to made up to get him out of office. I don't give a fuck. End it now. And then,
can you imagine they did that?
Well, right after
amazing.
after the election, they're like, oh, we got a vaccine coming December. So I was like, that's pretty convenient.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, guys, go back and listen to the episode Pros and Conquerors Donald Trump. How about that? Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Oh, that's how you do it, man. You fucking give him something else to listen to.
Yeah.
Right near the end.
So
that's right. That's right. And I said good things about Donald Trump. You want to get mad? You go watch. Huh? Go watch. Go comment. Comment on the Donald Trump episode. Did you disagree with the things I had to say about Donald Trump? Let me know.
Are you pro-Trump or anti-Trump? Find out on Pros and Conquerors, the bad boys of history. Donald Trump.
Just so you guys know, Jake Paul voted for Donald Trump.
And he can knock out NBA players.
You think there's a connection between that? He knocked out a black guy and voted for Trump?
I think there's a connection where he's only going to fight black guys. He's like, I'm going to... Any rapper or athlete?
But you know
what? And then a hockey player called him out. And he's like, I'm not going to fight him. And then he realized he's black. And he's like, all right, my brother will fight you. That's what happened. They were talking about it like, he doesn't have enough followers. They're like, oh, he's black? All right, my brother will fight him.
Damn. That's gangster.
But his brother's not as good at boxing, right?
Nah. Well, you know, he's getting there. He's getting there. They're like Goku and Vegeta. One has like natural and one's like...
Who do you like better?
Out of Goku and Vegeta? Goku.
Oh, I like Vegeta better.
Yeah, my brother...
I wasn't a heavy into it, but I always choose the little anti-hero. Like, I'm like fucking Goku. Ryu and Ken. I like Ken.
Who do
you like in Ryu and Ken?
Ryu.
See?
Yeah. I like Goku because I'm like Goku.
Who's your favorite Ninja Turtle?
I eat a lot. You know, whoever likes pizza. Which one likes pizza?
They all like pizza. Oh, Michelangelo.
Yeah, Michelangelo.
I thought you were gonna say Leonardo. Then I'd be like, this guy's such a.
And Michelangelo is obviously high. Obviously, he's obviously high every single episode. No,
I don't know.
He always wants pizza.
I feel like they all like pizza though.
But he always initiates it. And he comes through. He brings 8 boxes. Yeah. That's high behavior. He's just
in the movie. They're so like surfery too. Like, come on, dude.
Fuck.
Cowabunga, dude.
All right, man. We're at.
He's wearing Michelangelo colors too.
Oh fuck. Oh, true.
444 111 orange Michelangelo.
Right.
Yo, that's like a code, guys. You know what to do. I'm giving like a fucking code to some.
I was giving a code. I said 444 111, and I'm wearing a shirt that is representation of letting go all material possessions, as Jesus did when he came back from the east. Sorry about that.
I'm lost on that one.
Oh, you didn't know? Jesus went to the east.
Where's the east?
Like Asia.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was when he was missing for a couple of years.
And that's what they say because he came back with an orange robe like a monk would have.
Nice. Yeah. He learned some shit.
Right. Not racist. He was just like, what up?
Magic, sleight of hand. Oh, Jesus came back with those Chinese tricks.
Came back, he knew how to cook on a wok and shit. He was like, this guy's.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
All right, do the Jam Easy rap out.
Man,
do it good.
It was 2020. What a year! What a time to be alive. We made it through, guys. If you're listening to this episode, you're almost there. Don't kill yourself. Don't die. Don't get COVID. Are you stupid? positives.
I get tested 4 times a week.
Don't be a dick. Do what you want. Do what you want, but don't be a dick.
True.
Don't be a dick about it.
Yeah.
Do what you want. Don't be a dick about it.
Yeah.
That's my new phrase.
And let's not fight. You know what bit I'm working on is, you ever watch Jerry Springer?
Oh, yeah.
You ever see like when this dude cheats on his girl and then the girls start fighting?
Ding,
that's,
ding, ding.
That's what the government's done with us.
Mm.
Well, we're fighting. He's cheated on us, and now we're scrapping it out.
The government fucked us, and
Yeah.
now we're like, oh, you fucked us this way. Oh, you fucked us this other way.
And we're fighting with each other when he's really the fucking... He's the fuck boy.
It's their fault. It's their fault that you guys can't come outside yet. It's their fault that you guys can't come outside yet.
Right?
If they would just come outside, then we could all come outside. If they would just stay inside, then we could all come inside.
Oh, no.
Ding, ding, ding. Jerry. Yeah, Jerry government was a politician too, guys. They're all scumbags.
True.
Maury over Jerry Springer. Suck my dick to all my enemies. 2020 was a blast. It was a good time. Tell your friends. Pros and Conquerors, the bad boys of history. Instead of thinking about all the pain that we're in currently in time, how about we look back in history and check out what they were doing?
Gangster.
I'm James at jam_easy. He's Colin at Colin's Process. It's been a real slice of heaven, guys.
All right, guys, that's been the 2020 wrap outs. Take it easy. Have fun. Pros and Conquerors, bad boys of history. Take it easy. Peace.
Thank you for listening to Pros and Conquerors, the bad boys of history. Rate, review, subscribe, and share. And remember to participate on our Instagram and shit and all that good stuff and blah, blah, blah. Follow us on Instagram.